Yo, I'm Joe and this is Josh and we are Genic. Today we are going to go for a bit through our sample pack and show you some of the content that's in there and then show you how we'd build a tune based around these samples and loops. So first I'm going to go through some drums and then build a beat, typical drum and bass probably. And then probably switch over to Josh, put Josh in the hot seat and he can go for some bass noises and build up some bass loops around that, and then we'll probably get a bit musical at the end, a bit more creative, and show you how we develop the track as we go on. So let's just go through some of these loops, shall we? I'm vibing with that one most at the moment, so let's just chuck that in and a full bar loop going. Okay, so I've dragged in a few loops, used some of the Serum presets that we've done. So we started off with this break. Very basic break. I tightened it up using the Ableton's like beats transient thing. So a bit mad before, but tighten it up, give it a bit of vibe.
It's kind of nice like that, having the samples really loose, because then you can do that. But if it's too tight, it's harder to go the other way, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we let things be more loose,
because
then later down the line you can
tighten it up.
Yeah,
you've got more to work with. Like,
more to work with.
You can't add like a tail. Like,
yeah.
Take it away. Basically.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to take it away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we laid that with a Serum kick. You see, it's quite simple, but layered underneath just gives the kick drum some nice body and weight. Probably go in later down the line and adjust transients and stuff, but you can see here I've just used the macros to kind of blend it in with the original break to make it fit. So edit that, then a little shuffle. Not done much to this other than pitch it down a little bit and tighten it up again, and after that there is another kind of shuffle element which rolls off that one. So at the moment we have this. Yeah, so from this we're kind of like done with the mid-range of the drums, so we don't really want too much in the mid-range. You need to leave space for bass and other elements. So then we want to work on the top end, which I think in drum and bass that's where a lot of the excitement comes from, and that's where a lot of the drums, that's where the drums should take over that space basically, on the whole drums and like noise and stuff. So I added this nice tambourine which gives us this. Where the energy is coming from, and then again another high-end element which is a Serum hi-hat which is also in the pack. So again that's that, adding a bit more energy to the high-end. So it sounds empty without it. It is all about the high-end with drums. Just to give that energy, and then we use the same Serum preset, adjusted a bit with the macros, and added a convolution reverb with a open open hat on there, so it turned into kind of like a ridey kind of sound. Yeah, so that's what it was originally, and then you add the convolution, and you get this nice kind of phasey ride, but it just seems to sit with the rest of the drums really well. It's not too overpowering. So that's the beat.
Quite lucky in the sense that we take so much inspiration off each other, and we can trust each other with the ideas. We don't have to be in the same studio saying, "Oh, don't do that," or like, "I wanted to go down this vibe." It's like, I know you're going to take it down the vibe that I want it to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you listen to what I'm trying to do, and you're like, "Yeah, let's do something like that." We were very lucky. I think it's sometimes quite hard to find that in a duo. You know, you end up pushing on each other, and like you don't like the ideas, but we don't really have that.
Yeah, we seem to be so similar in a music sense, and even some, you know, like I'll make a tune and I'm like quite happy with it, and then you'll completely switch it up and I'm like, oh god damn, like I didn't know it could go down that route.
Go down that route, and it happens to me. I mean Rough Nights, that's the main tune. Rough Nights was a completely different idea. I'd made some piano, and it was kind of almost like a D bridge vibe, and it was very slow paced, and then I come on it next time and it was this really like fast paced kind of liquid energy beat, you know, it had like lots of energy in it, which was just like far from the original idea, but I loved it. It was like, yes, like that's such a cool direction. I find that's the thing with like music nowadays, isn't it, and creating music, there's so many options. You've just got to go with wherever it's vibing. Not let your ego get too much too hung up on like your ideas, especially if you trust that person. It's like, let it be what it could be, you know, what it could become.
For sure. Like always move forward, you know, and like then when you think it's finished, then look back and be like,
have I improved on it, or is it worth? We do that a lot as well. Exactly. So much.
For sure. But so
cool.
Jump on a bit.
Sweet. Let's have a couple of loops. Have a look at a couple of loops and see what's popping. Quite subby. It's jolly and techno-y, and I'll probably work on that one. I think it'll work with this. Cool, so I'll go from here, and I'll start building an idea, maybe I've got like a sub here, and I'll put in some mid-range bass, because obviously the sub's taken care of, but we need to decorate in the mid to high frequencies. So I'll be back in just a moment with some sort of idea after experimenting around.
Another one.
It's another one. So I've compiled a couple of little ideas together. We had that original bass loop, which was quite techno orientated. I've added a bit of erosion and a bit of EQ automation on there, just to add that change throughout the, I think the 4 bars that I've got. So it's only one bell. And later down the line we'd compress that just to make sure obviously it doesn't pop out when you're playing the tune. When you're mixing down the tune, you'd compress that after just so it doesn't poke out. But we're in the creative stage, so there's no point doing it now. Then alongside that, I've got some stabs. Put this in a sampler. It's from one of our one shots. We've got quite a few one shots. I'll play a few now. They're pretty handy to have, these one shots. Yeah, so that was taken from a analog synth, the bass station too. And then I just taken a little bit off the end, just taking a little bit off the end to sample, and kind of got this little stab effect. And I've done a little bit of effect here, and a bit of reverb, bit of distortion, you know, classic Fab Filter for Saturn 2. And again, I've done a bit more automation. That again just creates that interest and movement going. That's one of our risers from the FX pack as well, and then another little stab with erosion's quite nice, especially in drum and bass. It's a really useful tool that we use quite a lot. It just helps fill out that space, and if the sound doesn't quite fit, it kind of helps glue sounds together in a way. That sounds quite nice by itself. And then you just put a bit of erosion on it. And it just adds a bit of character, so it's quite a nice thing to use, that erosion. We use it quite a lot. And that's about it really. We got a nice little loop, so if I just play the whole loop together. Yeah, so that's pretty banging. I mean, it might even turn into a tune, to be fair. I'm vibing off it. Yeah. It could be a nice little roller. Yeah, this might even turn into a little idea. So I think what we'll do now is maybe create a little intro and blend it into the track, so you just get an idea of what else we'd use from the sample pack, and then we'll just play you the sort of final version we have of our little idea of today.
So yeah, we've pretty much finished the idea for now. All we've done is basically added a few more musical elements, again all from the pack. There was a synth preset that we used, a Serum, that I put in at first, and then duplicated it and edited it a bit more to get another synth from that, and then also added a few effects just to fill out the space and just generally turn it into a bit more of like a piece of music as opposed to just a loop.
Just a loop,
yeah. Which is normally the difficult part, right?
Yeah.
You get the loop down, and then you're kind of stuck there
in loop mode
for 2 years,
yeah.
like, you know. Yeah. But so we like to build out a nice arrangement as soon as possible. Really, we've kept this one pretty short, but we've got an intro and a drop, and yeah, here it is.